tariffs. Yeah, you will absolutely pay more for your everyday
Okay.
needs.
Okay. Okay, Dean. I guess I'll find out one way or the other, huh?
What year were you born in?
I was born in 2004, Dean.
And how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. Well, I don't think that they're. I think that they're telling the truth about their age, and they sounded like they're giving a delayed response. But like specifically speaking, like I also heard my voice going through on their end very late. But he did say 22. He did say 22 before. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Jacob? Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to say you're awesome, man.
Jacob, I love you. You are awesome. You are awesome, Jacob. Much love. Much love. Moving on to our next guest here for the 6.2 thousand people hanging out with us in the stream here today, guys. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. If you are here and you are having a fun time, let me know by helping me get up to 500,000 likes here. You could also help out by sharing the live, spamming the comment section. Just engaging with the live really helps us out. We get our next guest, Mr. Timmy Tim, loading up into the live. And if you want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal are in my bio, as well as in the link
One
in the
quick
bio.
question. I'm from Germany. Can you explain the situation?
Okay, Tim, I love you, and I love that you're from Germany, and I love to have a discussion. However, it is a case that we are just looking to talk to people that are voting for Trump. If you want, you can post a question in my Discord. Okay, so you went on timeout because you're being insufferable. Let me ask you a question. Can you act like an adult?
Can you spell insufferable?
I will. I can. Absolutely.
Okay, well, don't, though. Anyways, go ahead.
Can you act like an adult if we continue to have a conversation?
Yeah, of course.
Phenomenal. So why did you vote for Trump?
Because I believe in Jesus.
Because you love it. Okay, I want you to name one policy that Donald Trump is going to implement during his term that you think will be good for America.
One that he's gonna implement, like his new one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tariffs. Let's talk about tariffs.
Dude, what a joke. Tariffs are bad. They cause inflation
Tariffs
and
are
destroy
bad. Yeah,
American
tariffs.
companies.
Rawr, tariffs.
Yeah, boom. Those are the two
Rawr,
reasons why
Trump.
they're bad.
Scary. Yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah, because there's other ways to incentivize a higher level of domestic production of goods that don't create the same inefficient outcomes and consequences that tariffs do, such as the raw investment of capital and industries.
Yeah, I
It doesn't
get it,
cause
bro. I get it.
inflation, and that doesn't destroy American companies that are predominantly reliant on imports.
Bro, you make so
go ahead
much
and
sense.
dispute that.
Yeah, totally. No, I don't want to dispute it. You make so much sense, Dean.
Okay, so then you would agree
Hey.
and concede that you can't name one good policy that
W.
Donald Trump is
Dean.
going to implement during his second term.
W. Dean, guys.
Great. All right. Well, I appreciate
Really
you.
double tap the
concession.
screen, share the live if you can. Dean would surely appreciate it.
So, what's 4 plus 4?
20.
Well,
Wait, math is race.
We're gonna go to move on, dude. I swear to God, it's like terrible. It's like I just want to do the little like one-liner where I get them to say that I ate them up, but like they're just so bad with math that we can't even do that. What a rough world we live in. Thank you for the little crown. Hey, James, did you vote for Trump? No, James not here. Ashlyn Todd, howdy ho. Did you vote for Trump?
I did not, but I got a question for you.
Sadie, thank you for the motorcycle. I do appreciate you for the love, Sadie. Everybody, please show some love to Sadie down below in that comment section right now. I appreciate you for the love. You are phenomenal. What is up, Brennan? Did you vote for Trump?
Hell no, man.
All right, we need to go over the ground rules of this live once more before we do continue. First of all, I would like to thank you guys for the gifts. You guys are awesome. Second of all, if you are in the guest requests, you got to fit a couple criteria here, and we're going to go over them. We're going to make it very clear. So if you're in the guest requests, make sure that A, you voted for Donald Trump, B, you are at minimum 18 years old, and C, that you are not driving and you are ready and willing to debate me. If you do not fit those criteria, do not hang out in the guest requests. Feel free to hang out in the chat on the live. Feel free to hang out on my Discord linked in the bio. Amber, thank you for the superpowers, but do not hang out in the guest requests. I want to have utter confidence that whoever I click on in the queue is going to come up here and be a raging American patriot. Riley, thank you so much for the galaxy. And Chloe, thank you for the $7 on PayPal saying thanks for being the best. I appreciate you and love you, Chloe. So let's just go ahead and test that hypothesis. I want to have confidence, okay, that we have some true American patriots in that queue. Karina, thank you for the sunglasses. Thank you so much, you guys. So we got Danny loading up in. We got Sunny loading up in. We're just going to start spam clicking on everybody. You hear that? You hear that, chat? We're going to get it done. Hello, Sunny and XRP. Did you both vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Sonny is a child. Brian, did you vote for Donald Trump? Brian's leaving. XRP, did you vote for Donald Trump?
You view bot.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yep.
Bots, rise up in the comment section. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a bot. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a bot. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a bot. Where are my bots at? Where's all my bots at? Where's all my bots at? There are my bots. Love you, bots. We love you. Yeah, he caught me. I'm cooked. Hi, Jake. Did you vote for Trump? Dude, Jake's on MAGA Mobile. Okay, listen, I love that we've been pushing out into the TikTok algorithm more, and that means that the streams have been larger. We've had more people in here. It's awesome. But just like the quality of the guest request goes down significantly. Thomas and Lorder Ting, did you guys vote for Trump?
Of course.
Baron, thank you for the November. Okay, Lorder Ting, how old are you? Okay, they actually just fucking both left. This is unbelievable, chat. This is unbelievable. Can you guys have some respect for the rules of this live?
Yes, finally.
Sure, we already talked yesterday, brother. Love you. We got an, what's up, Jack? Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, I'm in.
You are in. Did you vote for Trump there, buddy?
Free a woman. Vote for Trump.
Okay, Jack, unmute that mic. Did you vote for Trump, Jack?
Yeah, I did.
You did. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. So let me just ask you a quick question here. Why did you vote for Trump?
I just thought, like, as a college student,
Okay, yeah, I'm not here for like laughs and giggles. I'm here for conversations. All right, moving on to our next guest, Maddox Morgan, y'all. Everybody, just do give us a minute. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little bit like short because the guests are just such a big yikes today. What's up, Maddox? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome, you did. Brady, did you vote for Trump? Do you have a 3 for 3? No, we don't have a 3 for 3. Jenna, did you vote for Trump? Do we have a 2 for 2?
Yes, but I talked to you before on a different topic, so is that still okay?
You're fine, Jenna.
Okay.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right. So we have 2 Trump supporters on the live. So what I want you to do is I want you guys to combine your brains together and use them to debate me. Okay. So let's do it. Why did you guys vote for Trump? I want you guys to convince me that Donald Trump is actually not terrible for America.
Do you want to go first or? Okay, well, I'm going to go. So I know a lot of people, or Democrats per se, believe that when we were with Trump, we were living in Obama's economy. So can I ask you something? If Trump fixes the economy, are we going to say we are in Biden's economy for the next 4 years?
So the reason why people say that was Obama's economy was because it was the identical macroeconomic trends seen in the last 3 years of Obama's economy, and there had been no new policy introduced to make the economy significantly better by Trump, okay? Right, and if those 2 things are true of Trump's second term, that we see identical macroeconomic trends continuing, and we can't attribute economic prosperity to any like significant policy or executive orders by Trump, we'll absolutely say that we are in Biden's economy.
Okay. And all right, I can understand that. I don't know how much I really believe that, but at the same time, I'm willing to hear you out. And then another reason I voted for him, aside from the economy, I feel like Kamala, I want to make sure I say her name right. Kamala, she changed her mind a lot. Like before she didn't want fracking and now she does. And it's just like, I think
that made her such a strong candidate. I think that made her such a strong candidate, Jenna. So in 2019, she wanted to ban fracking. In 2019, right, she wanted to go all green, right? But then over the course of serving as VP and working with Congress to pass the most legislation that has been passed by any modern U.S. presidency, right, she moderated her views to be able to work with both sides of the aisles better. That makes her such a strong candidate because it demonstrates that she's a good leader that can compromise to work with people that disagree.
Okay, I can understand that. The next thing was I strongly believe Trump and RFK will make a good team. I know that's very controversial. I can tell by your face already. I do believe, though, that RFK does have our best interest in mind.
Jenna, thank you so much for the $15 on PayPal. Jenna says, couldn't resist, had to send more. Love you. Love you too, Jenna. Everybody, please show some love to Jenna down below in the comment section for the $15 PayPal. You were phenomenal. And thank you for the hand arts as well, Gabby. So here's the thing. Maybe RFK does have her best interests in mind, but I mean, after like decapitating the bear, putting the carcass in Central Park, and having like worms eat his brain and like raping a woman, I just don't think you should be even given a shot. Let's be real. And then if this whole thing is like health, right? His whole thing is health. If we wanted healthier children, if we wanted healthier Americans, we should have voted for Kamala Harris, who would have given the average American more purchasing power and would have increased the child tax credit, which would have given families, particularly parents, more money to buy better food to put on their child, to put on their table.
And I understand that. And I also understand how Republicans can be kind of back and forth with that. I remember when Michelle Obama wanted to put better foods in our school lunches and stuff, like we had a problem with that. I personally didn't, but I do know like how some Republicans can be very hypocritical depending on the party that is putting these things in place.
Well, no, he's just estranged, man. He also wants to ban fluoride in water, right? We have studies since the 70s that demonstrate that low levels of fluoride in water is actually a good thing for your dental hygiene. It's also the case that he's anti-vaccine, all right, and has continued to hint at like this idea that vaccines cause autism, which has been scientifically refuted and never proven, and is only like provides more stigmatization towards anti-vax parents giving their kids vaccinations, which leads to very detrimental effects. Like none of these things are about health. Right? Like, I don't think that, like, there's really any positive things about RFK here, right? And that's why he didn't win the Democrat ticket. That's why he couldn't stand on his own two legs as an independent. And that's why he ultimately had to drop out and join Trump's campaign. And Sienna, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. Sienna, Anthony, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. And then Big Country, Mr. Jackson, thank you for the gym gun.
So,
Tessa, thank you for the $11 and the 11 cents on Venmo, saying sending positive energy your way. I need it, Tessa. That means the world to me. Thank you so much.
is he anti-vax or does he want to do more research on them? So my thing is, you know, I'm not totally against the COVID vaccine. Like if you got it, that's fine. What I saw a lot of like weird things come about in people that I personally know. So this isn't based off statistics. I'm talking based off of, you know, what I've seen and what I've experienced. I feel like after a lot of boosters, like people's health started taking a toll. I mean, and that can just be me being, you know, just looking for things, but I'm also
There's
like,
always a way to determine if it's just you looking for things or a fact. Can you provide me any evidence that the booster shots of COVID are bad?
I can't give you any real evidence, but I have seen, you know, different things.
Great.
But I said, that's
Well, then
me.
we should assume that
basically.
it's a conspiracy theory because we have scientific and medical evidence that point towards the fact that booster shots save lives. And I don't think that your seemings or your anecdotal experiences are measurably enough evidence to determine that we should vote for a candidate who stands opposed to them, possibly putting the lives of many on the line. And Amy, thank you for
get
the
that.
subscription.
I just feel like, you know, I've seen a lot of, and you know, I know I can be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but I'm not trying to completely be crazy with that. Because I do try and talk myself out of conspiracy theories, which is why I'm also here. Like, I'm not here to just debunk everything you say. But I did, and it could, again, be false or propaganda or whatever you want to call it. But I did see a lot of things such as blood clots after boosters, you know, and
Gina,
that
thank you for
happened.
the $2 on PayPal. I do appreciate you for the love, Gina. And Sarah, thank you for the 69 cents. Telling me to start an effing thing. That's crazy. Okay, go ahead.
But like, I don't know. I just saw, and you know, again, it could be propaganda, that there were a lot of blood clots and things of that nature happening after the boosters, not necessarily just the first vaccine, but as people got boosters, like the first and second.
Taylor, thank you for the $2 and the 22 cents on Venmo. Yeah, so I'm actually looking up like any evidence for what you believe in right now, and it seems like an incredibly rare side effect. You understand that all vaccines, all medicine have very
They
rare
come with
side effects.
something, and I understand that.
Right, and
like
this
I
is
said,
and
that's
what I'm
why I
actually seeing is that if you have thrombosis, which is some medical condition that I don't even know what it is, you're at an increased risk for like you're at an increased risk for blood clotting. I don't see that as anything negative.
And I'm not saying my beliefs are true by any means, but then again, you know, you never, well, I guess you're pretty confident in what you say. You know, sometimes I can be like, is this too far right on a conspiracy theorist level? But yeah, other than that, I do believe the biggest thing for me is the health in our country. You know, I just think it's, and people are saying, oh, well, Kamala was gonna, you know, help insulin be more affordable, etc. But can we get to the root cause of what is causing this in the American individuals, you know?
If you want people to be healthier, then you should probably want people to be more educated, right? Because typically when we have a more educated youth, they grow up to make more money and make better decisions. Would you agree?
Yeah, I can agree with you
And
on
within
that.
making better decisions and having more money, you're more likely to be healthy.
Yeah, and I do believe a lot of
So
it
then we
isn't.
shouldn't want to dismantle the Federal Board of Education.
Some things I feel like shouldn't be in schools right now.
Like what?
You know, in a lot of public schools, I'm in Chicago, so in a lot of public schools, there's teaching about, you know, homosexuality, which I have nothing against. But
Why
when
is
it's
it bad to teach about gay people in school?
under a certain age, I don't think it's right.
Okay, so what's being taught to who, and why is it wrong?
So-
Clarify to me the grade levels, and clarify to me the curriculum that you disagree with.
Sure. So, and I can give you this. My mom is a teacher for CPS, Chicago Public Schools. They have kindergarten through 8th at her school. I'm not going to say the name of the school, but they are starting to teach about being transgender, homosexuality in grade 4. They are talking about it,
And
reading books.
what's the specific curriculum? And what exactly is being taught?
I'm not a teacher there, so I don't want to say anything wrong.
Well, shouldn't you explore that first?
Yes,
Shouldn't you
but
explore the exact curriculum? Because, like, I'm going to be honest, man. I highly doubt that, you know, they're going to be teaching 4th graders about, like, GAY intercourse, okay? Right?
I'm sure
they'd be
it's
blasted
not
on
that.
Fox News. It'd be all over the TVs. It'd be everywhere. It would be, like, the biggest piece of propaganda right now that would be taken advantage of by all Republicans ever, right, to further dispute and discredit the left. And what I bet, I'm going to take an educated guess here now, feel free to correct me, is that if there's anything about members of the LGBTQ plus community being taught to 4th graders, all it is it's being taught that some people don't have a mom and a dad. Some people have 2 moms or some people have 2 dads. Then about trans people, all that is being taught, right, is that people could feel uncomfortable with their bodies, right? A very age-appropriate curriculum, I think, is very vital towards a more disposed youth towards education to stay away from prejudice. When we could just, like, ingrain these very basic bare bones ideas even into, like, 2nd, 3rd, 4th graders, that, you know, there is relationship and family dynamics that you may not personally be familiar with, and you know, that's normal and whatnot. That's a good thing, okay? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, right? We don't start learning about straight couples in 4th grade. Like, we start learning about straight couples, at least most of us, and when we have our first conscious experience and we meet mommy and daddy. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
And
I
it's
can
like,
give you that for sure.
yeah, and I just think it's so important, right, for everybody to have some type of exposure towards people that aren't straight, because it's the alienation away from, like, gay people that can cause a difference from self that inspires uncomfortability and prejudice to grow, right? And I'm talking literally from experience. I went to a private Catholic school from
did I.
preschool to 8th grade.
Same.
I was never surrounded by anybody that was openly gay.
Did you go to public for high school?
I did, and we'll get to that.
It was
I was
a
never
culture
surrounded.
shock.
I was never surrounded by anybody that was openly gay, and every single time it was mentioned, it was talked about unfavorably, negatively, because of course it was a Catholic school. What that did
Exactly.
is it kind of put a separation between me and like the LGBTQ plus community and people that were in the LGBTQ plus community, and it creates alienation that can lead towards dehumanization and difference from self, which can grow prejudice. So age appropriate like content and material in schools, I don't find an issue with.
What the biggest problem for me is, and you can look it up, I'm sure it's somewhere, they are putting, again, in grammar schools, I don't know what I can say on here, feminine products in boys' bathrooms in a grammar school. I think that's, and teachers are getting CPS again is
What the hell is a grammar school?
grade school.
Okay, could you give me one?
I don't want to do the one my mom gives, but let me look up another CPS school.
No, I'm just like super curious. Like what? Like I mean, like I don't think I have an issue with it. But like, what's an elementary school that where they have like feminine products and like
George
a
Washington
labeled boys'
Elementary.
bathroom?
George Washington.
Let's look at this. In the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping.
And the city of Chicago did donate money for this, and I live there, so.
Okay. Nothing popped up. If you look up George Washington Elementary School menstrual products in boys' bathroom, you will be presented with exactly 0 search results.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Elementary CPS. Would they?
But I mean, even if they were in there, I don't think it's a bad thing. Oh, scary tampons. Oh, you're more scared of tampons than you are AR-15s. Fuck. Keep the tampons away from our children, but no gun control, even though those bitches are the leading cause of death in our youth.
Okay, I'm pro gun, for many reasons, but yeah, I don't know if they would even advertise, like not advertise, but make that public. But I was at the school, but no one's gonna take my word for it, and that's fine.
I have a question. Would you be okay with like taking away a man's right to buy and own an AR-15, even if you knew it'd save the lives of more innocent children?
So where I'm at with gun control, if he doesn't have, I want a lot of background checks before someone is to buy it. If he is, there's no past, if it's just for self-defense and there's nothing showing that he's been a criminal or anything like that, then I say go for it. But
do you mind if you answer my question? I'm literally talking about taking away everyone's right to own an AR-15 if you knew for a certain fact that it would make less children die.
I don't think so.
Okay. I have a question.
Okay.
Are you pro-life?
I am.
Okay, so you'd be okay with taking a woman's right away from accessing abortion because you think it'll save the lives of more innocent children, but you'd never be okay with taking a man's right away to own an AR-15 even if it did save the lives of more innocent children. Don't you think that's a little bit backwards?
Well, my thought process is and I'm not completely right-winged on pro-life at all. I have different, I'm not like Charlie Kirk, like I'm not that crazy about it. But people who are having abortions just to have them, I don't agree with that. And you are taking away a life for sure. But how do we know these people?
What the hell did you just say?
What?
Dude, you said you disagree with people that are getting an abortion just to get an abortion. So do you think that there's like women there? Do you think there's seriously a single woman in America that has gone out there and gotten pregnant just so she could go and pay $1,000 to get an abortion? And
No, I don't think she's
flick it
purposely
up on the
getting
Instagram.
pregnant. I don't think
Calzer,
she's
thank you for
purposely
the
doing it.
galaxy.
But I feel like if you
Like that's just like maybe the bar's not open on a Saturday night. They're cleaning, so she needs to go get impregnated to go down to the Planned Parenthood and have some fun, have something to tweet about, spend some money on, like hashtag love abortions, like it's a fucking like Six Flags or something.
I'm not saying.
Michelle, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. You know that abortions are actually not fun, and whenever
No, and I
you
know
see
that.
any type of any type of celebration from the left surrounding abortions, it's not celebrating women getting abortions, but it's rather celebrating women getting the right to have an abortion. Like, no one looks at an abortion as like the first thing that comes to mind. This is just what needs to happen because I want it to. No, like everyone looks at abortions like the last step that unfortunately is the only way to prevent an unwanted pregnancy and for a woman to take responsibility and not place an unwanted child into an unready household. And that's the reality of the situation. But, it even makes me uncomfortable when these conversations debating the morality of abortion only surround the mental states and intentions of the woman. Like, it's so backwards. Like, I mean, if you truly believe that abortion was murder, you wouldn't really care about the motivations or intentions of the woman getting the abortion. You would just care that, like, a unique human is being murdered, It's just, it doesn't make that much sense to me.
So I wasn't necessarily saying that, but if you're engaging in the act and it wasn't one of the 3 exceptions and you did get pregnant, I don't believe you should get an abortion then.
Let's talk about it. Why do you think that's wrong to do? So we call those elective abortions.
Okay.
And why do you think that an elective abortion is wrong?
Because you engaged in the act, you were not harmed. None of the 3 exceptions happened. You know your consequences with engage, and I know a lot of people do. But at the same time, you are taking that risk.
Okay. And do you have any other reasons why you think it's wrong, or is that it?
That's my main thing. Yes.
I mean, do you have any other reasons?
Besides them,
I want to give you a fair opportunity.
Sure. I mean, it's just that you know what you're doing when you're engaging in acts of that sort that can get you pregnant, and it's just a risk it comes with. Like, I'm going to keep saying that because it's the truth. That's my biggest thing. Yes.
Jenna, I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
I'm going to cook you, and it's going to be bad.
Okay.
Right? But before I do that, I just want to give you one last opportunity to give me all the reasons why you think elective abortions are wrong.
They're just unnecessary. That's all I'm going to say. And you can go for whatever you want to say. I can take it. So go ahead.
No, Jenna, I mean, seriously, you can't think of anything else?
It's just, there are so many people who want to have a baby that cannot, and you're going to have an abortion instead of give it to someone?
I feel bad. Chad, okay, Jenna, before this happens to you, would you agree that I've given you ample opportunity to give me every single reason you could think of why an elective abortion is wrong?
Yes, I'm honestly just waiting for what you have to say.
Anything else?
Nope, and no animosity. Go for it.
Jenna, you never mentioned the fetus dying. That's the biggest issue with these modern pro-lifers is you all sit here and you virtue signal out of your goddamn ass about how all humans are so unique and so valuable, and you're murdering an innocent child. But in all reality, that is a thought that never crosses your mind, never crosses the mind of any pro-lifer, and you're all about controlling women that engage in actions in the context of romance, intimacy, and sex that you deem as irresponsible. You're not pro-life. Drop that slogan. I don't give a fuck. Neither do you. I gave you ample opportunity to tell me that you're pro-life and you think abortion is wrong because a baby's being murdered. Yeah. And then here we are. You're just about pro-controlling women. That's it. And then on top of that, by punishing that woman because you want to control her, her because you think that she did something immoral or irresponsible. You then want to force an unwanted child into an unready household, and in areas with pro-life legislation driven by your thought process, we see higher levels of poverty, lower levels of income, lower levels of education, lower levels of employment, and lower qualities of life because you are shifting the family dynamic away from financially well-off adults that consent to starting a family and desire to raise children into forcing young men and women into becoming parents against their will without the mother's consent because the state is forcing her because you think she's irresponsible. Okay? Thank you for the galaxy. And listen, I gave you such a fair opportunity to tell me how much you cared about the little lovey-dovey life of the unique little baby in the mother's womb, and it never came to mind.
Well, I did
How
say
crazy
a child
would
could
you-
go elsewhere for a couple looking for a baby who can't have them.
Which has nothing to do with the fetus dying and all to do with you wanting to satisfy this eudaimonic worldview of further making women who get abortions feel bad because they're disadvantaging other men and women that are waiting, and you want to force them to become an incubator for those families. And it has nothing to do with the moral value of this child that's being murdered.
Okay. I definitely brought up their life and past points, but that's fine.
No, you can't work yourself out of this. You can't. Like, so you understand how this is just the point where you just come to the recognition that you might be a little wrong. Like Jenna,
No,
I
and
was so
I never
fair.
said
I
that.
asked you to name every single reason why you think that an elective abortion is wrong. And then I asked you for clarification if you have any other reasons. I asked you for clarification again and again and again and again. I even told you, I was like, Jenna, I'm going to cook you. Like, and I feel bad, so I want to ask you again if you have any other reasons. And I made it so clear, right? But, and the reason that this demonstration is actually so important is because it just shows very clearly that you don't care about the fetus, just like I don't care about the fetus, just like all the other pro-choicers don't care about the fetus.
I mean,
the
I
only
definitely
difference between
do.
us is that you just seek accountability and culpability on the part of the mother for quote unquote being irresponsible.
I mean, I do, trust me, for my own reasons. I do care. They are a living thing at conception. I had a miscarriage after 1 month. I know what it's like. You lost your child because it is a child.
Oh no, it's too late now.
No, but I'm telling you.
It's too late
not-
now.
no,
Also,
you can-
also,
you can
did you just call this valuable child that's getting murdered a thing?
What?
Shannon, thank you for the $2 on PayPal. You're like this living thing. Okay, hey, Jenna,
I'm
I have a
speaking
question.
your terms.
I just have a question. So if like your grandmother got murdered, and then I was like, oh yeah, that living thing died, like how would you feel?
Well, it happened 3 years ago. It wasn't that great.
Your grandmother got murdered? How about
I'm
we
not
use
going
another?
into that. Not murdered, but the living thing died 3 years ago, yes.
How about we use another example?
Thank you.
Have you ever had any children that have died?
I had a miscarriage, yes.
Have you ever had any siblings that have died?
No. We can use
There we
that.
go. There we go. If you had a sibling, right, that got murdered, right, and then I said, "Oh, yeah, that living thing died." How would you feel about that?
Upset.
Upset, yeah, but even then you turn around and you're calling like the fetus this living thing that's died. It's because we don't value the fetus. We don't look at
that's
the
what you
fetus the
guys
same
say.
way we look at people.
I don't
like you and
personally
me.
believe it, but I'm speaking your terms.
Okay, all right. Well, Jenna, yeah. Is there anything else you want to go over?
No. But thank
Okay.
you for having me and teaching me a few new things. I am open-minded.
Yeah, I appreciate you for your time, Jenna. I appreciate you for like being level-headed. I'll give you that.
Okay, and everybody can clip what you did to me. Maybe we can talk again on a different topic one day. Thanks for
sure.
letting me come back up on a different topic, though. I really appreciate that, Dean.
Feel free to request up. I don't think you're open minded, but I do think that you do
A little bit. I'm willing to hear you out.
You operate yourself with respect in these conversations, and that is like surprisingly not something I see often. So appreciate you for coming up, Jenna. And Brooke, thank you for the $1 and the 66 cents on Venmo. I do appreciate you, Brooke. Country Posh, how are we doing? You've been waiting very patiently. Feel free to unmute that mic. Maybe they haven't been waiting patiently at all and they're not even here. Imagine that. Imagine Country Posh has just been on the live for like the last 30 minutes and they're just not even here. Yeah, I love running that line of dialogue on pro-lifers. It is just so telling, and it never fails. Hey, what's up, Anna? How old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 25. Nice. Well, yeah, I believe you. AC Peps, how old are you?
35.
Nice. Did you guys vote for Trump?
I did.
Phenomenal. All right. Anna, did you vote for Trump?
No. Before you cook me.
Sorry, Anna. I do appreciate you for coming up. AC Peps, let's have a conversation. Why did you vote for the adjudicated rapist, 34 count felon?
So the reason that I voted for Donald Trump is because...
Tomato.
Yeah, right. I think in the last part of this, like the stretch into the summer leading into the actual election, that I myself has always voted Democrat. Always. There was a lot of stuff out there. You see people like yourself out there. And I think the health part spoke to me the most about anything. So personally, it was more so because of RFK and the Trump relationship.
Are you vaccinated?
I am.
Do you think that vaccines are bad for people's health?
I'm not. I guess it really depends on which one. There's some vaccine. There's one particular one, and of course, I don't know the name of it right now. They only had like, what was it? It was under 50 people that died before they started giving this injection for this particular vaccine, and it's an old one too. Like, why?
Okay, does a vaccine really matter that much? Does the vaccine that you're talking about? Like, okay, you're not anti-vax.
The thing is really not the vaccine. It's just the point about, I feel like the American public was very conflicted and didn't really know what to do. And you had people saying, Kamala Harris, like all of a sudden she's saying she's black, and now you see Candace Owens with her whole thing about how she's not really black, and you just hear all these different points, and you research.
Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love.
You research these things to like the best of your ability. You don't want to. Well, for me personally, I don't want to like listen to hearsay on the internet. But all these things are like alarming, and it's on both sides.
Do you think that Kamala Harris is black?
I don't know. It's very, very questionable. But I don't know. But I think everybody has a bottom and a low and what they'll allow. And my bottom low was like, I cannot stand the fact that Trump
let's just discuss that.
female.
I want to move on to that. Let's just discuss this. I'm white. Do you believe me?
Yes.
Do you think that my whiteness is questionable at all? James, thank you for the hat and the mustache.
I don't know, because you're not like you're not running for the president of the United States. Everything
is Donald Trump white?
Maybe he might be orange, but
yes, that's a good one. But in a real note, yeah, he's white. Is Donald Trump's whiteness questionable at all?
No, and to be fair,
and why is Kamala Harris's blackness questionable?
Because she kind of ran on. She didn't she ran on it.
Give me a single example of Kamala Harris referring to herself as a black woman.
She always would say, as a black woman or a young black woman growing up, this, and then you see
thank you for the handouts.
The entire beat change in the last few months, and she stopped saying black woman. Like, she stopped saying that. And that was just a little off-putting for me as someone who has voted Democrat until this year. And was I happy about circling that?
So I'm just so confused. What is wrong with first of all, I've never seen Kamala Harris say as a black woman X, Y, and Z. Raquel, I appreciate you for the subscription. But like the funny thing is is I bet a lot of black women out there would have really appreciated that, and that message would have really resounded with him strongly. The fact that there was such a high level of advocacy for the needs and forms of marginalization that impact black women being addressed from such a high level of power. I bet so many people would have appreciated that. But that's the issue. What's wrong with a black woman saying, as a black woman, here are these struggles that I understand, right, that white men are probably less likely or can't understand. And this is what I'm going to do to try to address these struggles if I'm elected as president. And what exactly does that tell you that makes you question her race?
It's not about questioning her race. It's about questioning the integrity behind the person, what they're saying.
No, it's literally about questioning her race. You said her blackness was questionable.
Yes. It is.
So it is about questioning her race.
Because they cannot find a certificate for half the people she claims in her family. Just a lot of things. But like I said,
no. If you want to know, do you know what her father's name is?
Donald. Is it Donald?
It is Donald Harris. Where is he from?
Donald Harris, Jamaica.
Jamaica. And what is his ethnic/racial background?
I don't know. I haven't seen his birth certificate.
He's an Afro-Jamaican. What does that make Kamala Harris?
I would assume the same.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question.
Have you seen his and her birth certificate?
Let me ask you a question.
Because when you go ahead.
Oh my God. First of all, if you're just curious, no, this is so gross. This is so gross. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, AC Peps. First of all, yeah, just if you're curious, yes. Kamala Harris has made her birth certificate public, okay? You can go online and see Kamala Harris's birth certificate. But my issue with you is that I will sit here and tell you who her father is, and you could look this up and see pictures of them together. There's years of history between a child and their parent, and you can see that this man is an Afro-Jamaican. Tessa, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. But then you automatically start questioning her racial background by sitting here asking for her birth certificate. This is racism. It is. This is absolutely undeniable racism. Who is the other modern American presidential candidate that has been questioned for their racial, ethnic, and nationalistic backgrounds? Who has been presumed guilty of a crime of moral questionability by lying about their background? Who is it? Who is the one other person in American politics and in the history that I could conceive of and think of? Barack Obama. And what is very special about Kamala Harris and Barack Obama? They're both black. The only two black individuals that have ever ran for president as nominated by either the DNC or the RNC. And tell me why it is only those two candidates who have had mainstream skepticism on either their racial background, their ethnic background, where they were born. Why were these the only two candidates in which we're required to produce a birth certificate to prove their familiar relations? I'll allow you an opportunity to answer that question before I do.
Oh, thanks for unmuting me. I honestly, from when I got up on here, I said it was the healthcare that really was what it was for me, and I just gave an example, and then you're kind of running with it. I didn't ever ask to see her birth certificate. I just said that it calls into question the integrity of a person, just like Donald Trump raping women calls into question the integrity of him. Everybody has a bottom of what they think for the country. There's things you agree with on one side and things you agree with on or at least for me, on both sides that I agree with and don't agree with. And for me, this election, it was certain things.
I did ask you a question, and
okay, I don't know the answer.
Very kind if you can answer.
Go ahead. I don't know the
Thank
answer.
you for the manifesting. The answer is racism. That's the truth. AC Peps.
Okay. So we don't question the moral integrity of the person who's going to be leading the country. It wouldn't matter if it wouldn't matter who it was.
You could question the moral integrity of a candidate that wants to run the country, right? That's not inherently racist. But it's the way that you question the moral integrity. One moment. It's the way that you have questioned the moral integrity of Kamala Harris that is blatantly racist. You are questioning the moral integrity of Kamala Harris by calling her blackness into question, presuming that a birth certificate must be produced to prove her racial background in lieu of an insurmountable amount of historicity on her family, her parents. And this was the same question that was asked of Obama, as well as the same question that has never been asked of a white person running for president. That's what makes it racist.
Yeah, I guess if you're saying it that way, if they're not asking for a birth certificate for the other person, it's not very fair.
And it also just relatively seems unprovoked. I'm going to be honest. What provoked you to ask for... what provoked you to call Kamala Harris's blackness into question?
You asked,
like for instance, I mean, I certainly don't call in the blackness of people into question day by day. In fact, I don't think I've really ever questioned someone's race ever, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does, because certainly I haven't either. Again, as I mentioned, this election cycle, there are so many different components of things that are going on, and you even see more people voted than ever. Like, the American people as a whole are just not... I'm not saying we're not seeing eye to eye. I just think that there's just all this stuff going on that makes everyone question things, and everyone needs to get to the actual truth behind everything, and that's ultimately it.
Dude, why are you still trying to justify it? Like, I'm gonna be honest. I want to give you a demonstration of
I was really hoping to talk about the health part of this. That's why
we have hours to talk about healthcare, right? But there's other issues that are also important, and it's not often that I get to have a transparent discussion with someone that is openly racist. Like, I feel like these conversations are very important. Like, you know, you come up here and you tell me that you don't know if Kamala Harris is black or not, and like what I'm attempting to do right now is to just kind of explain to you what I would presume would be the response of a rational person to what I've said. I feel like a rational person, right, would respond to what I'm saying right now as being like, yeah, you're right. There is no reason to question Kamala Harris's blackness. Her blackness is irrefutable. And the fact that only her blackness, as well as Obama's place of birth, has been questioned in American politics, and they're the only two black candidates for president from any major party in American history, that is just an obvious display of racism.
Okay, if that's what you think, like, I know how. Well, I think that and I know that I'm not racist, and you're just like sitting here, you're just going on and just keep going in on this like one point that this makes me racist, because like I said, we're all seeing all these things, we're all trying to get to the bottom of what the truth is for what.
Well, maybe so, like, what I'm more so explaining, at the very bare minimum, you believe in something that's racist. And I think it's very possible to like believe in something that's racist just because you've never been like exposed to like education on these things, and you've just like dead honestly never questioned why you believe in this in the life. You very well may just believe this because that's what the TV told you to believe, right? But like now that like I think I've explained to you why it's racist so clearly. Like the fact that you're not making it automatic.
No, I
recognition
agree. I
is a
agree
red
with
flag.
the fact that I agree with the fact that like it should probably have never been brought up ever.
Okay. All right. I'm at AC.
Like it probably should have never have ever been brought up ever.
Yeah.
because-
Well. So what else did you want to talk about? I mean, if you don't want to continue to talk about that, like you said, what else do you want to talk about?
My whole thing, like I said, was from me being someone who always voted Democrat to flip when it's someone who I have. Everyone has like a bottom. Like I said, everybody has a bottom of what they're willing to I guess deal with or what they consider is like acceptable. And like the whole concept of grape with Donald Trump, it was just disgusted me. It made me that was like I would like die on that hill. That was a core belief of mine. I found disgusting. Okay. But there were other things, and like I mentioned, RFK. He was a Democrat. I heard a little bit what you were saying with the previous person you were talking to. But I think a lot of people, it came down to some of these, I guess, smaller things. Like, it's like, what did you...
I appreciate you for coming up. You're just kind of yapping. Sorry, AC. Hello, the moderate Republican. You have been chirping in my comment section for weeks. You seem like a very angry person.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I just
Not
want
at all. You're not so you're a happy person? I mean, you have 200,000 followers. You know how this app works. You got to be in the app for me to be able to hear you.
Yeah, no, I'm not an angry person. I just want to know how you're able to sit up here and claim the moral high ground when it comes to racism.
Why? Wait, first of all, I wasn't claiming... Explaining why something is racist isn't claiming a moral high ground.
You called her racist.
I explicitly clarified that she held a racist belief, which is undeniably true.
Yeah, but you were actually recorded saying racist things.
I was. Yeah, you're talking about the video of me saying the N-word when I was 14. I was.
Correct, yes.
Absolutely.
And actually in 2019.
Thank you for bringing this up.
2019.
No, that was not saying the N-word. That was using the F slur. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, what
and
gives you the moral
I
high
appreciate
ground?
you for wait. I was 14 in 2019.
Yeah. So, what gives you the moral high ground? 14's old enough for a kid to decide what gender they are, but not old enough to know right from wrong when it comes to racial slurs.
And I appreciate you for bringing.
Am I
this up.
correct?
And I'll go ahead and explain this to you. Me saying the N-word at 14 cannot be excused because of my age. Okay, and I've went over this many times in my life, and I'll happily explain it to you. Because as soon as we start to normalize, right, these apologetic and sympathetic behaviors towards 14-year-olds saying slurs because they're 14, well, then we'll probably see more 14-year-olds saying slurs, and they'll just automatically excuse it because of their own age. And I mean, that seems like that could increase a lot of harm generated on like 14-year-old black boys and girls in middle school and early high school. No, I don't think that I am in like a better position today than I was, and it was acceptable because I was 14. I think it's because I have made genuine character progression from when I was 14, right? I have now, right, accepted education that transposed in which like that character progression led from, and I now attempt to share that same education with other people, as well as I've held myself genuinely accountable. And I don't get it why Republicans such as yourself want to continue to create this manufactured outrage, because it never works out for you. Because
it's not a
the things
manufactured
that I
outrage.
just demonstrated,
You manufactured
right, the qualities that I just explained, right, literally demonstrate how a 20-year-old white boy on TikTok can hold himself to a higher level of accountability than the next president of our country. When has Donald
you did
Trump
not- you did
apologized
not-
and
you
taken
did not do that,
accountability?
Dean.
One moment. When has Donald Trump apologized and taken accountability for calling for the death penalty for the exonerated Central Park Five? When has Donald Trump apologized and taken accountability for calling all black people lazy and then affirming that that's something that he said in 1997? Never. So why can I, as a 20-year-old, take more personal accountability than your champion?
Because at the end of the day, for what you do on your platform, you have
Trinity,
to.
thank you for the extension to the 1 month.
If you don't take accountability, right, you now lose faith. Like your viewers lose faith in you. This is how you generate your revenue, right? Just because somebody apologized for something they said doesn't mean they're truly apologetic. We're taking you for your word as being such a thing. But you sit up here.
You're right. There's
and
actually
because
three qualities for forgiveness to be granted: an apology, accountability, and genuine change in character. Thank you
Yeah, how
for
do we know-
explaining why,
how do we know what you do in your
why
personal life?
Donald Trump is still a racist today.
I mean, he's not. Would
He
you consider
absolutely
some-
is. He
Okay, so
absolutely
Dean-
is.
Dean,
You
Dean,
just
hold on,
described to me
relax.
that we hold a very high threshold of forgiveness for these attitudes.
Would you say
I
actions
actually have
speak
you a
louder
question.
than
Do you
words?
think that I'm a racist?
Do I? No, I honestly don't.
Good for you. At least you'll be intellectually honest to tell yourself that. And the reason I'm not a racist today is because I've been able to apologize, hold myself accountable, and I've undergone genuine character change. Okay?
No, the reason I don't
and it
think
is
you're
those
racist-
three attributes that Donald Trump has not satisfied that leads him towards still being a racist today, and leads me to being a better, more able to hold myself accountable individual than the next president.
So the reason I don't think you're a racist is because I think action speaks louder than words, right? And if you look at Donald Trump's actions, the fact that he employs people of all ethnicities, right? That shows that he's not a racist. And then to go, I know you're going to laugh at me, but do you know what the Platinum Plan is?
I do. I do know what the
Okay,
platinum
so,
plan is.
so then you know, according to his agenda with the Platinum Plan, right? He wants to deem the Triple K group as a T group in America, right? Label them.
When was the platinum plan announced?
I believe it was 2016 or 17.
2015, with his
it was during his
original
last
campaign
yes,
for his
correct.
presidency,
Yes.
first presidency.
I agree.
And I have a question. Was the platinum plan ever passed through Congress?
Some of it, not all of it.
No. The platinum plan was
Incorrect.
not passed through Congress. Right,
no.
and I mean, this is like the most hilarious thing ever. It's absolutely hilarious that you bring this
HBCUs,
up.
what, like the fact that he gave more money to HBCUs was part of the Platinum Plan, right? That was part of the Platinum Plan, which did pass through Congress, right? It did pass.
Hey,
We're
the
still
moderate
on it.
Republican, he decreased funding to HBCUs.
He did not.
Obama gave HBCUs, let's see, $4 billion, which is $2 billion every 4 years. Meanwhile, Donald Trump only gave them $1 billion over his 4 years, so he cut HBCU
Incorrect.
funding in half. And then Biden and Harris stepped in and then bumped it up to
Incorrect.
$16 billion over 4
Dean,
years.
that's incorrect. You know it's incorrect, man. You
It
know,
actually
dude,
isn't. You could go listen.
Bruce,
I mean, I'll
Dean,
actually give you a fact. I'll give you a fact check
I'm
for
a
this
41-year-old
from a right.
man.
I'll give you a fact check for this from a right leaning source. So I actually brought this up on my Jubilee episode where I debated 20 Trump supporters. And guess what? SAN Fact Check, who is very right leaning and made a lot of inappropriate judgments during that video, actually affirmed that as being a fact. Right. And there's plenty of other sources on the internet as well. You can't deny reality just because it makes you uncomfortable. You
No,
fucking snowflake.
I go to the .gov website, right? So like that's just not true. Like what you're saying is not true. If you go to the whitehouse.archives.gov, everybody in the chat, you could do the same thing. You'll see that this is not true. While you're not lying about Biden amping it up and Harris amping it up, right? That part is true. But Donald Trump never took away. He gave something like, I can't remember the exact number, but the
Well, I told
initial
you the
year,
exact number.
if I was sitting in front of my PC, I would be able to tell you it because I got to
His
pull it up on
only
my tab.
executive order on HBCUs was a permanent $250 million per year fix. Okay, what you're going to be referencing, or what you could possibly be referencing,
He
is
gave
funding to
$350 million first
HBCUs
year.
from other from other sources within our federal government. Once again, I've given you a source for this. Feel free to read.
And I gave my
and fact
source
check
too,
the-
Dean.
You gave me whitehouse.gov. Is that a website or is that a source for your claim?
Whitehouse.archives.gov. It's a website. It's the government website.
An archive from his administration.
Yeah, just like if you type in Biden into this archive, it'll come up Biden's administration. If you type in Obama,
So how about you give
it's-
me the title of the article on his archive?
Once again, Dean, I would love to. Like maybe when I'm in front of my PC, like you could bring me back up, but I will definitely do that. I'm not in front of my PC right now.
Another Republican making an unfounded claim with no evidence.
No, it's like I gave my source. Like anybody could go check it.
No. I have a question. So
I know my source. I just
We're
don't
in
know the
we're in
numbers.
11th grade English class, you and me right now, and our teacher gave us an assignment of a 10-page research paper with a bibliography with at least 10 sources. So I have a question. You write this paper, right? And for your bibliography, you write down google.com, whitehousearchives.gov, right? Meanwhile, I write down my bibliography to include the title of the article, the year it was published, who the publisher was, a link, a URL, all in MLA citation, all in MLA citations. Who's going to get a better grade?
Well, obviously you, because you.
And why is that? Because
Because
you
you-
didn't search
you're
for fucking
specific-
claims. You just
Well,
gave
you're
me a
specific-
general website without any
Yes.
specific publication.
I mean, there's an economy, there's a budget tab, there's like a national security tab. There's all types of tabs, right, that you click on.
I do appreciate
and you go
you for the
through.
2 months up.
But once again, just because I'm not sitting down to tell you the exact number, site, whatever, like I'm giving you the site to go to, what to look up the Trump administration, and on that you go to either economy, budget, so on and so forth,
Okay, I
and do your
appreciate
own
you for the 1
research.
month sub.
And do your own research. But what I'm trying to say,
This is just you obfuscating. No, this is like
It's
me
really
saying
not, Dean.
that
Like,
Biden and it is
if that was
obfuscating.
true-
I'll tell
if
you
that
the
was
reason
true-
the reason that this is obfuscation. Okay, thank you for the subscription. Is this is like me saying that Biden and Harris did something like X, Y, or Z, whatever the hell, and my source is WashingtonPost.com, and that's my source. You can
I'm
go
not
do
giving
your
you
homework.
an independent
I'm not going to
researcher.
do the homework for your evidence for your claim.
I'm not telling you to do the homework, but once again, I'm also not citing an independent researcher company, organization, or anything like that. I'm citing a .gov website.
I don't care if you use the archive website as your source, but you didn't give me a source. You gave me the archives of his administration. The source would be within the archives of his administration, but the archive websites on its own is not the source. It's like sourcing trustmebro.com. It's like sourcing
it is-
Washington.
it is the
One second. That's like sourcing Washington Post. Chat. 1 second. Am I describing myself clearly? Chat, am I being ridiculous right now? Like, the source can be on the website, but you have to give me the title of an article or some further reference so I could see what page or article on that website you are referencing.
Okay, and once again, if I was sitting in front of my PC, Dean, I would totally do that for you, man. Like, but the point is, like, where I'm coming from with all this is, like, you guys, you, Parker, Harry, and whatever the other fourth one name is, Chris or whatever, like, you guys been spitting out the same rhetoric for the last year and a half or whatever it's been, and it's got you guys nowhere, right? It's literally got you nowhere. You guys have been debunked 100 times. I can literally pull up proof, if you like, of Harry Sison literally getting paid by the Democratic Party. I can pull it up right now and put it on my green screen if you like, right? So, like, the fact that you guys spit out to your viewers just
Keely, thank you for the $1
rhetoric
on Vim. I do
and
appreciate you. for
nonstop
the love.
lies, and that the viewers, the Democrat viewers, just listen to the lies like we listened to the lie for a year about Hunter Biden not being pardoned. And now they're going to amp it up to where they're going to give him preemptive pardons. Like, that just shows the willingness that you guys are listening to these lies, and the willingness to spread these lies throughout the nation, causing more of a division.
Okay, I want to go ahead and call you out on that. I would like you to pull up proof on your green screen of Harry Sisson being paid by the Democratic National Convention, by the DNC. I'm just going to go ahead and take a bet. You're going to pull up a screenshot of him being paid $10,000 or $20,000 from an action fund. I hope you know that an action fund is not the Democrat Party. What did I say? Yeah, you have the Democracy Defense Action Fund. Great. So that's not the
So what
Democrat
does that-
Party.
where
So
does
you
that
feel
come from?
embarrassed?
Where does that come from?
From a PAC? From an action fund?
Yes. What are they a part of?
What are they a part of? No, they're not a part of. They are the umbrella conglomerate.
Which means
They're not a part of anything greater. They exist as their own entity.
So would you say that would be equally
Pumpkin,
true?
thank you for the $2 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love.
Would you say that would be equally true for a right-leaning think tank?
Yeah.
So then
Like-
why is Donald Trump getting linked to Project 2025?
Yeah, because he specifically said that they were drafting the incumbency for a presidency with his action plan. And then we had former advisors on his team, such as John McIntyre, say that they're paving a way into his administration.
Yeah, but once again, I mean, I can say
But
the
I
same
don't
thing
really
about
want to
Harry
target the
Sison.
2025.
I can say the same thing about Harry Sison. I could talk about that the same way with Harry Sison, right? The only reason that he's spreading this propaganda is because he's actually getting paid by somebody that supports the Democratic Party, right? Or else he wouldn't be spreading the propaganda.
I think
if I was
we need
getting
to
paid
talk about something.
$20,000 a year or a post or whatever by some
something we
right-leaning-
need to. That's what we need to talk about right there. So a payment of $20,000 came from an action fund in what year?
I'd have to go back and look. I think it was like 2020, 2021.
Yeah, that's about $4,000 a year.
Yeah, once again, dude, it doesn't matter how you're being.
It actually it
to
does
spread
it does
propaganda.
it literally does matter, and the reason it matters is because what is going to be better for the generation of wealth? Getting paid $4,000 a year to work 8-9 hour days and fly across the country, or working at McDonald's for minimum wage?
Yeah, but you realize they promote his social media also, right?
Who's they?
Like the party that I just showed you. Like if it wasn't for them promoting his social media, he wouldn't have been on. What was he on? CNN, MSNBC, or whatever he was on, right? He wouldn't
So
be on
the
these.
Democracy Defense Fund promotes his social media. So when you say it promotes his social media, what are you saying exactly?
I mean, there's multiple ways to promote the social media. Whether it's
Give me the way that they
manipulate-
promoted his social
I mean,
media.
they could be manipulating the algorithms, right?
Manipulating the algorithms. No, you can't.
Correct.
You're literally. So I just want to make it clear. You're accusing a Democratic Action Fund or a PAC of hacking into the algorithms of TikTok, Instagram, and literally
Incorrect.
manipulating it to artificially boost
No.
Harry Sison's posts.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You're paranoid.
No,
So then what
that's
are you
not what I'm
saying?
saying.
Okay,
So what
feel
I'm
free to
saying
repeat
is
yourself.
like because of their outreach, right? That they could send people, like for instance, the more people you got in here, right, Dean? You know this, I know this. The more people you got in here interacting with your live, right? The more TikTok believes that your live is relevant. So therefore, it pushes it onto the FYP page, right? So they could be like quote unquote sending people. Or
1 second,
like,
Jody. Thank you for the $10 on Venmo from the DNC. I appreciate you for the love, Jody. Everybody, please do show some love to Jody down below in the chat. I'm sorry, I got my daily DNC payment. Go ahead.
No, or it could be once again sending bots to manipulate it, just like you see all these like all these other like grow accounts or whatever you want to call them, right?
Well,
there's a million different ways to manipulate the algorithms.
Hey, what's up, man? I don't know if you've been talking or not. I've been
No,
gone.
I stopped. I'm not.
No,
rude.
go.
I'm
Yeah,
not
go
rude.
ahead and just start repeating yourself. So I hear what
there's
you're
another
saying.
way.
Manipulating the algorithm, sending people to the post, sending people to the lives. Susan, thank you for the $20 on Venmo from the DNC. I appreciate
just
you for the
mention
daily
him,
payment, Susan.
right?
Everybody, show some love to Susan down below in the chat. I appreciate that so much. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to give us evidence. But you know what? I decided that I want to bro out with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mute my mic and do something while you're giving us evidence. But I'm here for you, brother. I'm here. You're a true patriot. But go ahead and give us that evidence.
I mean, I am. I'm a 41-year-old male that served in the United States Army for 8 years, military intelligence, human interrogations, right? So I am a true patriot. Like, what have you done for the country?
I'll tell you what I have done for the country next. Give me the evidence.
Like, once again, it's hard to prove something when I don't have the ability to prove it. Like, if I had somebody to look into it, I hired somebody to look into it, I'm sure I could prove it. But the fact is that the kid is getting paid, which you guys all coattailed off of Harry Sison, right? The kid's getting paid.
Amen, brother.
by the Democratic Party.
Amen. That's right. That's right. He's getting paid by the Democratic Party. Now, that's right. Yeah, amen, brother. Amen. And that's right. And all these other motherfuckers, Harry, Parker,
Who's talking like
Chris,
that?
Dane. Listen, now we
not
really
from the
got
country. I'm
something.
from
Now,
Chicago.
one moment. We really got something to go on here. I appreciate you for that and the mustache. These little fools. Okay, first of all, they're soy boys. Second of all, they're probably lying about their sexual orientations and do funny stuff when they're together.
Never said none of that.
Antonio, thank you for the $15
Nor do I
on
care
PayPal
what
from the
your
DNC.
sexual
I appreciate you
preference
for the love. Thank you so much, and Antonio, I do appreciate you. And fourth of all, they come on this damn platform every single day and they spread the talking points from Joe Biden, Taylor Swift, and all of this propaganda that has been debunked by true American patriots hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
Okay, so then prove to me that Donald Trump's a
RC
racist.
debunked
Let me see
them.
your evidence.
Moderate debunked them. All of these true MAGA patriots debunked them. And
Once again,
listen, I agree
let me
with
see
you,
the
brother.
evidence of Donald
They
Trump
are
doing
all
that.
being paid by the DNC. And in fact,
No, I'm
you
not saying
just,
you are.
one moment, you just gave me the biggest piece of bombshell evidence. Now, you brought up that picture on your green screen of Harry Sissy Boy, right, being paid $20,000 by a action fund like 4 years ago. Now this ultimately does prove that he has been well compensated for his 7 days a week propaganda that he has been spreading for years. Now, sure,
So
one
what's an
may
action
say
fund?
that
What's an
that does equal out to about $3,000 to $4,000 a year. Okay, and let's do the math even further. What's like 3,000 divided by 12? I'll let my chat answer for me. Give me a minute. Now pull out your calculators. Let me know.
How much do you guys make on just your platform?
1 second. 3,000 divided by 12 is 250. So that's $250. Now what's 250 divided by 31? I could pull out the calculator and do this myself.
Wait, are you asking
250,
me?
$8 a day. Now, what is 8 divided by 8 hours? That's $1 an hour. So, absolutely, Harry Sisson is being paid $1 an hour by the Demon NC, right, to spread propaganda on this damn platform. You're right, sir.
You're talking about one payment. I showed multiple payments. So, like, you're talking about one. I showed multiple.
That's
I'm also
a
talking
conglomerate.
about
Oh
the
shit!
fact.
You bumped it up to $2 an hour. Fuck you.
So, what I'm trying to show you is that also has repercussions, whether they're positive or negatives, right? You guys, I've watched your live. I'm a live host myself. I know exactly how much you guys are pretty much making, right? When you guys are getting all these gifts, you're making at least $2,000 to $3,000 a day off your live.
I
It's a fact.
wish. Go
You are.
chat. Listen.
So here,
If
I'm gonna click-
this is the propaganda, we got to make it come true. Listen, Venmo and PayPal in the bio and the link tree as well. Run me my $3,000. Go ahead. I haven't made my $3,000 today yet, chat.
Dean, if I go to the daily rankings and I look at how many diamonds you made, how many diamonds did you make?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made 20,000 diamonds today.
Okay, so how much is 20,000 diamonds equal to?
That's $100.
It's more than $100.
No.
It is.
No, that is $100.
No, 10,000.
Thank you for the
$100.
confetti. No,
10,000 is 100. Correct. No,
you are wrong.
TikTok takes 70%. You get 30%, right?
I have been doing this for years. 20,000 coins is $100.
So once again, that's not
Sunbray,
including
thank
your
you for the
memos.
$5,000
That's
towards
not
the
including your
daily.
memos.
Wait, Sunday, I do appreciate you for the let's see. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo, Sunday. I do appreciate you so much for the love, Sunday. That is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Sunday, for the $5 donation on Venmo. So listen, chat, we've done 100 and the coins, and then $5 on Venmo so far. Let's see, we have 2,895 left. Gallia, thank you for the $2 on PayPal. Now we're at 2,893. Thank you. Go ahead.
You're getting off topic.
I'm fucking having fun, okay?
No, I get it. And like, listen, dude, do I think you guys are bad people? No, I don't think you're bad people. I think you're capitalistic, which is something that you claim to be against, right?
Lazy boy, thank you for the trash panda. Go ahead and continue.
I think you guys are capitalistic people, which you guys tend to be against, right? I think that most of the things you guys are saying are misinformed and you've been propagandized, or you're doing the propaganda yourself, right?
First of all, I'm not against capitalism. I am literally a capitalist. I think that the best economic model is a social democracy, as in which we'd see in Nordic countries. I think that it produces the most efficient outcomes while also caring for quality of life. And then secondarily here, no, I don't like the overwhelming inference here is going to be me doing this for the money.
So
no, you listen to the real man here, little boy. When I first started doing my streams, I made pennies a day, but yet I'd still do them for 3, 4, 5 hours a day. And then I do them the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I am very blessed to be in a position today where I am completely financially relied on by these streams. And I'm incredibly thankful for all of the kind individuals that watch my stream and determine that they want to donate to me. I'm incredibly grateful for it, and I'm incredibly privileged because of it.
As you should.
Prescott, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I do appreciate you for the love, Prescott. W's for Prescott down below. But no, I don't do this for the money. And if this made not a dime, I would still be doing this, and I would just continue to sell software and web development for money as I did prior to when I was a content creator.
And that's what I do, right? So, like, once again,
Darius, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Go ahead and continue.
Let's talk about those Nordic countries you're talking about. I'm assuming you're meaning it's like Switzerland, Norway, so on and so forth, right?
I want to talk about your lies about me and my friends. Like, you expect me to pivot off of like literal Republican-leaning propaganda that is only intentioned to shit on and like belittle me and my friends so easily. Like, no, I want to continue to talk about that. And then also, did you just call Switzerland a Nordic country? What do you think a Nordic country is?
Well, you're talking about like democracy countries with
Erica, thank you for the baby dragon. I do appreciate you for the country. Thank you so much, Erica.
Switzerland would fall underneath that, right?
No, Switzerland is not a Nordic country.
You're talking about countries that have democracy.
Mary G, thank you for the $7 donation on Venmo from the DNC. I appreciate you for the love. Wait, define socialism.
What? I mean, you want the exact definition?
Lindsay, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying I'm not sure how you do this every day. I appreciate you for the love, Lindsay.
Do you want the exact definition, or do you want like I just give you like off my head?
I want the exact definition, which should be the off the head definition.
I can't read. Well, the socialism is pretty much the idea of spreading the wealth amongst the people and the workers.
So no. So socialism has nothing to do with the redistribution of wealth. Socialism actually doesn't concern wealth at all. Socialism concerns property rights and ownerships of the means of production. Okay, Marissa, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. And Cecily, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. And Julian, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. So socialism is where the workers own the means of production in the workplace. It's democracy in the workplace. It doesn't concern the redistribution of wealth or wealth at all, right? So no, wrong. You don't know what socialism is.
Once again, that's not what you're talking about when you're talking about like when it comes to like socialized programs within the country. You're talking about like socialist ideas when it comes to like medical.
Congratulations. When we're referencing social democracies in the Nordic countries, they are capitalist countries. You just don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, and like this is like the embarrassing thing. Yeah, guess what? Norway, right? Yeah, they're capitalists. Sweden, yeah, capitalism, right? Finland, capitalism. right?
I
They
agree
operate
with
under
you.
social democracies, right? So then when you say that A, Switzerland is a Nordic country, and B, that Switzerland is fucking is socialist, you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, they do it. They're democracy with socialist values. That's what they